get it out. Forget the loss, the money, we're in this together and through it all. They said that nothing's forever, and they refuse to see the change in me. Why won't they wake up?
Howdy doody summoners, how are you all doing today? I am your host Thomas 900 aka the Experter, and this is week 60 of the League of Legends Rotation Roundup, where we give you the high up and the low down of stuff that's been happening in the world of League of Legends of this week. Bish bash bosh, real good nosh. Now let's get on with it. So let's start off the show with how we usually start off, with the champion rotation of this week. Who can you play as for free? Well, let's find out, shall we? Yep, this week you can be playing as Alistar, Ashe, Janna, Karthus, Kassadin, Sion, Garen, Misfortune, Leona, and Lee Sin. Now, at the recording of this video, there is a problem with Karthus, and he is temporarily unavailable, and you will be able to play as Kennen instead of Karthus for this short period of time. As I've said, this is as of recording this video, which is on the actual day of the rotation itself. So if the problem has been solved, just completely forget about what I said with the problem with Karthus if they're fixing. But for now, this is your rotation of the week, and have a good one. If you're really excited to see a specific champion of this week, by all means leave your comments in the comment section below. So guys, it's not too long now until we're able to finally get our hands on Dominion. With one big patch we're all waiting for the new game mode, the new map, some new items if you've been looking at the store recently in the actual game, and possibly some brand new champions coming in as well. So this will be absolutely badass. And so because Dominion is coming, and it does look very sexy and very cool, I am doing a very special edition of the rotation roundup known as the Dominion debate. And so I'm going to get a lot of people together. We're all going to talk about Dominion. It might be a special 2-parter or even 3-parter, depending on how much it goes. We'll be covering quite a lot of what Dominion is bringing to the table, as well as our thoughts on Dominion, whether it's going to be a good idea, bad idea, mixed opinions on it. And so I really want you guys to post any questions that you have about Dominion on this video, so that when it comes to making the Dominion debate, I can write down the comments and bring up these questions in the debate. Or if you actually want to be in the debate, let me know. All you gotta do is tell me that you want to be in the debate. You have to have Skype in order to be in the debate though. So if you do want to be in the League of Legends Dominion debate, or if you just have a question for the debate once I get to recording it, then please leave your comments in the comment section below, and let's make it a good one, because I know quite a lot of people have different opinions on the whole Dominion thing happening, and so I just want to hear it from you guys, whether you're level 30 or level 1. So by all means, let me hear it, leave your comments down there, and we'll get debating.
And now it is time for your favourite moment of the week, the champion lowdown with me, Beelzebub.
Nah, I'm kidding, it's actually me. So let's go on with the champion lowdown of the week, starting off with Alistar, the Minotaur, everyone's favourite moo cow. Moo. And so Alistar could go AP or he can go tank. I prefer him as tank preferably, but AP, still a good choice for Alistar. He has a knock up with his Q, he has a knock away with his W, and he heals everyone around him, including minions. And his ulti just pretty much makes it so that he takes reduced damage, reduced CC, reduced everything, and he gains tankiness up the butt. So Alistar is literally the dominant moo cow of moo cows. So if you want to try out Alistar this week, keep in mind that many people will be looking at you and saying, you're going to be quite tanky, aren't you? So if you're going to go AP on Alistar, make sure you go a little bit tanky in the AP. Maybe throw in Abyssal Scepter in there, just have a little bit more magic resist behind you. Maybe even a Frozen Heart, so you have that mana to back you up as well. So it's all good in the hood. Mix and match it, try it out. And let's go to Ashe, the Frost Archer. Everyone loves Ashe. I think everyone's at least played Ashe once, right? right? Yeah, just once. I think that's all you need to play Ashe. But here we go. Ashe is a very strong, dominant DPS. You're going to expect a lot of people to rush that BF sword to get those Berserker Greaves and then get that Infinity Edge ASAP and then go crit up the butt, so that Ashe is pretty much a dominant critter in her own right. But do be careful about Ashe's ultimate, the Universal Arrow of Doom. If you can dodge this arrow, however, you'll be known as the person who dodged the arrow that has been successfully sent to Santa Monica. So keep that in mind this week. Ashe could potentially dominate mid of the battlefield if you're in it. But let's move on to the next guy. Well, girl, Janna, the Storm's Fury. Now Janna is a very, very nice champion. She can heal, she can slow, she can knock you up, she can blow you back. And that's literally what she does. I'm not kidding you. Now, many Jannas abuse their Q off the butt, which is a really good thing, because you're supposed to abuse her Q up the butt. However, many people tend to fully charge the Q before launching it. The best thing to do is to target your Q, let it charge up, but then when you see your enemy in that location where you want to be in, just fire it. Just fire it, because Janna is very good at poking. And to be honest with you, if you're going to poke, you want to poke them, even if it's a little bit of poke, it's a poke. Because all you're doing with poking is just tormenting them with little bits of damage, and then they'll be like, but I ran out of health pots. So keep that in mind with Janna and her Q this week. Her ultimate is a blowback as well, so she might use it to get in front of you and then activate her ulti to actually blow you back towards the enemy team. She'll be like, lol 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 lol, and you're dead. So be careful with Janna, she can support like a whore. Let's move on to Karthus, the Death Singer, if he's available by now. Karthus is literally the Death Singer for a very good reason, because he is the latest member of Pentakill, being able to sing people to death. As well as this, he is a formidable midder, and I think everyone understands the concept of Karthus' ulti. He has a buttload of ability power, he launches his ultimate, all that ability power goes into his ultimate, and basically makes it so that if you're on low enough health, he will destroy you. And this ultimate hits everyone on the map, regardless of where you are. It's undodgeable, and I think the only thing that can properly guard against it is a hefty amount of magic resist. So be careful, people. Be careful of the Karthus, because quite frankly, Karthus, well, he'll sing you to death, let's put it that way. Now let's move over to Kassadin, the Void Walker. Now Kassadin is actually a really fun champion to play as. If you want to have a fun time with Kassadin, try building him as a hybrid. I tried this the other day and it's actually really good. Being able to build Kassadin as a hybrid, but many people tend to give AP, so by all means it's up to you. Kassadin is a very great champion. His W restores his mana for every hit, and then once activated does additional magic damage for every hit. His Q is a living nuke that silences people. His E, which is only available after 5 spell charges, slows people within a certain vicinity. And his ulti is basically a living flash. That's all you really need to know about Kassadin. So if you see a Kassadin with flash and ghost with his ulti available, he's going to be spamming it a lot. And trust me, a lot. Be careful of Kassadin this week. He can actually be very unpredictable and very good against mages, so be careful you mages out there. Let's move on to Sion, the undead champion. I rose from the dead. Okay, so it's not that undead. But anyway, Sion is a very formidable tank, but he can go tanky AD or tanky AP. His stun is a very formidable stun, and I think a lot of people know it, and a lot of people know his shield as well, because his shield obviously gives him armor for a temporary amount of time, and as well as this, after a certain period of time, his shield will explode and deal, if he's going AP, a buttload of damage to the people around. So be extremely careful about Sion. He is very unpredictable. And if you see a DPS Sion, you might think, DPS Sion. But yeah, he's going to actually kick your ass. So be incredibly careful about Sion. He's unpredictable as heck. Now let's move on to Garen, the Might of Demacia. Everyone loves Garen. I mean, everyone loves Garen, but tanky AD of the century. He can go pure DPS, or he can go tanky AD. And damn, who doesn't love Garen? The only real deal you gotta watch out about Garen is the fact that he can have really unpredictable damage output. You might be thinking, oh, he's tanky AD, he's not gonna do that much damage. But he will do that much damage, trust me. He will do that much and possibly more damage. So be very careful of Garen, he is very unpredictable with that. And don't forget his KSing Sword of Holy Knighthood-ness, which is basically his ultimate where he summons a gigantic sword to kill you when you're incredibly low health and it's like BLOD! Yeah. All you need to know about Garen, be extremely careful about him, because if you underestimate him, he will slice you to ribbons for Demacia! Yeah, you know what I'm on about. So let's move on to Misfortune, the bounty hunter. Now, I've recently learned something about Misfortune. She can actually be an extremely formidable hybrid. This is because her W's passive puts into consideration AP to do additional magic damage for each hit. And so, if you're building straight AD, you're missing out on the opportunity to do extra magic damage on that W. And as well as that, I know the AP ratio on her E isn't that good, but it's still useful. Don't get me wrong, it's still very useful to have just a little bit more AP just to back those abilities. So, by all means, trust it. That's Misfortune for you. Also, look out for her ultimate, which I like to call the coning bullets of death. Continuous coning of bullets, and well, they bring death. Simple as. That's Misfortune for you. But a very good champion to concentrate first, because she can be squished, just like Ashe. So keep an eye out for those Misfortunes. Let's move over to Leona, the Radiant Dawn. Now, who here, who is a person who plays a lot of tanks, loves Leona? I'll put my hand up for it. I absolutely love her. Why? Because she has a numerous amount of ways to add CC onto opponents. She has stuns, she has slows, she has a lot, and I mean a lot. I even underestimated the range of her ultimate, and her ultimate is when she shoots down a beam of light to a target area, and if you're at the center of a beam of light when it hits, you get stunned. If you're around the area, you get slowed. So it has actually a really big range. If you're thinking of running away and Leona isn't quite near you, but she'll be near enough to activate her ultimate, you want to be extremely careful, because Leona will burst that shit right in your face. Be careful. Leona's about, and she's very tough. And keep in mind, Leona has to be built as a straight tank at this moment in time. Until they sort out her AP ratios, I do not recommend an AP Leona. It's just not worth it. Just go straight tank, and tank the team to victory. That's my opinion. Now, last but not least, let's move on to Lee Sin, the Blind Monk. The one champion that can defy logic by roundhouse kicking you in the face like Chuck Norris. Now, Lee Sin is extremely badass and awesome. He can jungle, he can actually mid. Yes, he can mid. He can mid extremely well, and he is a really formidable AD champion. He can also be a tanky AD champion, or he can go full DPS. I've even seen people try to do hybrid on him, but I don't think hybrid is very good on him, so I would definitely suggest DPS or tanky AD for Lee Sin. He is a very great champion, and for any of you people that like jungle champions, or champions that just like dealing that buttload of damage at very vast opportune moments in time, this is your champion of the week. By all means, this is your champion of the week. And there you go. That's Lee Sin, the Blind Monk. Okay, that is the champion selection for week 60. If I missed anything out, or if you guys have any tips and tricks for people for this week, leave your comments in the comment section below, and we'll have a gay old time. Booyah! And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, it is sadly time to end. Thank you very much for joining in for week 50 of the rotation roundup, and I will see you guys next week and with other videos. So keep in touch with the channel, subscribe, favourite, send this to the League of Legends peoples, and I'll see you guys next time. So goodbye, fair strategist, goodbye, and I'll see you guys on the fields of justice. And remember, it ain't over until Cho'Gath has at least 6 stacks. Oh yeah.